that says, what would your reaction be if your children chose in adulthood not to have kids? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Under Table Talk. I'm Stoney.
I'm T.
And today, thank you to our subscribers, by the way. And thank you for watching. Just wanted to say that.
Okay.
All right. Today's subreddit is AskParents. Huge swordfish 5699 that says, what would your reaction be if your children chose in adulthood not to have kids? Okay, Swordfish goes on to say, what if they're married or they choose to stay single and they told you that honestly, they just don't see themselves having kids and honestly, they don't want to have kids and wouldn't see the point or joy in it? What would your reaction be?
Want to take it?
My reaction would be, wow. Like, okay. I would explain to them that I don't know. It's weird. I'm trying to imagine one of our kids coming to us saying something like that. That last part got me when they said they don't see the point or the joy in it. I mean, I would just bring up the fact that you don't see the point of this conversation that we're having, the progression of life. You don't know the stories that I've told you about me and my parents, your grandparents. You know, the interactions, the memories that we've had. That's a good one. I have to think about that one.
Okay. So let me ask you this. The part of the story that gets you, is it the part only where they talk about they don't see the point or the joy in it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's kind of what have me hung up.
All right. Well, I think if our kids came to me and said, or to us, and said that they didn't want to have kids, I don't think I would think much about it at all, actually. I'm not even sure I would explore having a conversation about it. Maybe I might ask why, but I don't even think I would do that. Right? We have one kid who says they don't want to have kids. Right? Can't even imagine themselves having children. And literally it doesn't bother me. And it's because I understand, especially being the girl child that we have, she doesn't want to have children. I completely understand that. I understand not wanting to put your body through those changes. I understand not wanting to have society's judgment on you, and also you sacrificing your time, your energy. I understand all of that. There are just some people who can't see themselves being responsible for another human being for for 18 years. You know what I mean? And I get that. I get if you know you just don't want that type of responsibility, there's nothing to talk about. Really. You know, I don't think people should have children if they don't want them. If they don't think that they're ready for them. You should not do it. Too many of us decide to have kids and we haven't really thought about it. It's more like, oh, I have this feeling, I have this want, and it's really selfish on our parts when we do it. And if there's someone that is thinking about all those things as much as they could possibly think when it comes to having children, if they're giving it some thought and they're coming up with, yeah, no, I don't want to, I don't really think there's anything to talk about. Maybe when we get a little older, it would make me a little sad not to see a little small them running around. Maybe. But aside from that, I don't think I would feel much at all. I think it's the world is big enough. It has enough people on it. And it kind of sucks right now. So. Okay.
Well, first of all, I agree with that. That would be the feelings that I would have.
Yeah.
Before my reaction, like I said, that's the question. What would your reaction be? My reaction would be like, wow. Of course, I want all those other things you mentioned for selfish reasons, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to push anyone to have a kid if I'm not going to be the one taking care of it, number one.
Okay, grandparents.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one taking care of the kid. It's like I'm going to play with the kid, and then it's time to go home, and you go home.
Yeah, similar to having a puppy.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can play with somebody else's puppy, but at the end of the day, when you leave, that person still has to take care of that
It's
puppy.
going with you, right? So, yeah, I mean, I agree with you with that, but my reaction, I think that where they don't see the point or the joy in it, I think that would be where the conversation lies. Like, you don't see the joy. I guess it's not that I would be trying to push them into doing anything. I just want to know why. Just curious of what are their reasons, because I know I grew up in a time where I didn't want any kids. I didn't want to get married.
Right.
I never thought I would get married or have kids.
Right.
And life took me into a direction, and obviously I met you and things happened, and here we are.
I mean, I also had that same feeling before I became an adult. I also thought I didn't want kids, but that's before I became an adult. Our children are adults, right? So they're grown people. They should by now be past the young person stage where maybe, like for me, I remember I was like maybe 13. I was like, ugh, I don't want kids. I just like.
Of course.
I didn't want kids.
You should be like that at 13.
I mean, yeah, but some people are not. Some little girls, they dream of having children or whatever. Like when they become adults, I'm going to have this many babies or whatever. I never was like that. I did not want children when I was a little kid. When I was a teenager. I didn't want them. Obviously, that changed. But our kids, like I said, they're adults. I wouldn't personalize it if they said what this comment or what the OP is saying right now, as far as not seeing the point with the joy. I think it's kind of difficult for someone who doesn't have children to see the point or the joy in it. Of course, you don't see it. You're not in it, right?
Right.
Like when you're in it, there is this joy, there is this love that you have for your children. And I'm saying that for us. I don't know about everybody else, because there are some people who never get there. That's kind of strange to me, but I know some women and men never really get there.
Right.
They make these decisions, they have these children, and they never kind of connect with their children in that way. They may love them and feel a responsibility to them, but they don't connect in that way. I think it is difficult to explain to someone who has not ever had them what that feels like, that love that you have. Like, you know what I mean? That connection that you cannot explain. It is difficult to explain to someone.
Can't.
So when a person comes to you or a kid comes to you and says, I don't see the point, I don't see the joy in it. Well, duh, of course you don't. What you see is your parents paying for this for you, trying to find babysitters for you, possibly struggling, trying to take care of you, possibly, depending on who the parents are, arguing back and forth with each other about you. You see all of that. You might see your mother constantly working, cleaning, doing all the things, even if the dad is in the home. You might see mama not very happy. And you're connecting that with mama ain't got no time. She's working, she's coming home, she's cleaning, she's cooking, she's dealing with dad, she's dealing with us, she's always tired, she looks depressed. I don't want none of that. If you see that, like I said, depends on what you have seen. If it feels and looks hard for your mother, then to me, it makes sense for you to be like, oh yeah, I don't want that at all. I don't want that. And it's the same thing for a man, for your male son. If he looks at dad and he's like, shit, dad is always working. He's always tired. He's grumpy. He didn't like spending time with us. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he's miserable all the time. I don't want that. So, like, how do they see it? It's difficult for a person without kids to really see it.
And it's difficult for people with kids to see what they see. We don't see what they see. They don't see what we see.
Listen, I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, I will not be the one having to take care of their children. Of course, unless something happens to them, God forbid. But yeah, I don't think parents should pressure badger, their children into
No, it shouldn't.
kids. And I also think that people who make the decision to not have children, I think they should be left the hell alone. Leave those people alone. There are too many doggone kids in foster care and all these other. There are abandoned children everywhere. I don't know how many we have out here, but if you want a child so badly, go get one. Go adopt one. But leave your children alone. Leave people alone who've decided they don't want them. That is their decision. And it's just too many people pressuring other women. They pressure mostly women to have children, right? The pressure is not so much on men, right? Men are not shamed for not wanting to have children.
Right.
It's more like, oh, well, I can understand. You want to keep all your money. You don't want the responsibilities, and you don't want to give up your this and your that, and blah, 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 whatever. It's always like that. But for the woman, pressure, right?
I don't know.
Well,
You say right.
Well, there is. I can't remember, but I
can
recently
imagine.
I recently saw some political person encouraging teenagers to have children. Recently, I saw some little clip of this woman encouraging teenagers to go out there and have babies.
No, that's not cool.
And I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
and then when these kids grow up without the fathers in the house, they end up in the system, and then
Yeah.
people are complaining that they're in the system.
Right.
Then it's this whole education thing. It's like they need to get
Didn't we
educated.
go over that already, though?
Oh my God.
We went through that, trying to stop teenagers from having children. We've already gone through that particular stage,
Right.
that cycle. Now all of a sudden, we didn't came back around, and now you got certain political figures trying to push children, teenagers into having kids, women into having
That's
kids.
the thing right now?
Right now.
No, see, I had no idea.
Okay? And I don't like it. Leave these ladies alone. You don't have to take care of these kids. Leave these men alone. For anyone who's coming down on the men too, leave these people alone. Leave them alone.
Okay. So that would be your feeling?
Feeling about what?
So what would be your reaction?
My reaction is to just be like, oh, okay.
That was the question. What would your reaction be?
Well, my reaction would simply just be like, all right. Like, my sister doesn't have kids, and I've never once thought about why she doesn't. If she wants to discuss it with me, then she will discuss it with me. If you know what I'm saying? If she decides, I want to talk about this thing, then so be it. We need to make it normal for people to be able to say, yeah, I don't want children, instead of making it seem as though these people are pariahs. Like, there is something unnatural, unholy about them not having children. Like, there doesn't need to be a discussion. Similar to, like, there have been people since the beginning of time having a plant-based diet. Why must people treat that as if it's some new age thing that needs to be discussed?
Like it's a fad.
Yeah, people have been doing this since the beginning of time. There have been plenty of documented tribes and different, people around the globe who do nothing but eat a plant-based diet. Why are we making it a problem?
It's no big deal to me.
Yeah,
to me, it's no big deal. We eat whatever you want to eat.
We're only discussing it because people are uncomfortable with our decisions. It really has nothing to do with them.
With us.
Right? Exactly. And then when it comes to having children, people are constantly discussing something that doesn't have anything to do with them. If you yourself don't like the idea that someone else has decided not to have children, then why don't you have some?
That's crazy.
Okay. These same people who want to get on your case about not having children, they don't want to have free health care. They don't want to have free college, right? No. They want you to do all those things on your own, even though they know you don't want to have children, but they want you to have them, but they don't want to make it affordable. Like, get out of here. Like, which one is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you start having kids, they don't want to make it affordable.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, you love kids so much. You want people to have kids so much.
You want to stop abortions.
When it comes to voting,
have all the kids.
Exactly. When it comes to voting, you don't care about whether or not these schools are funded properly. When it comes to voting, you don't care if these kids have free lunch when they need it. No, it's all about whether parents shouldn't have had them. You should have thought about that before you had these children. Well, people are thinking about that right now, and they're saying, you know what? I don't think I make enough money right now to take care of these kids in the way that I would like them, to be taken care of. So it's like, which one is it, people?
They're making financial decisions right now.
Yes, this is a financial decision for a lot of people when they say, you know what? I want my kids to be comfortable. We are in the era of tech, right? We got all this technology. This is not back in the freaking 50s, 60s, 70s, or even the doggone 80s where you could just pick up a book and you learn it that way. No, we got all types of technology. It costs more to live today.
Google it.
Exactly.
YouTube University. These terms.
Unless you want to go off somewhere and get a bunch of acres and teach your kids in that way. But if you're going to live in the city and amongst other people, there's a lot of technology that's required, a lot of things that you're going to be needing. Things are expensive right now. I would not want to raise a child in this time period and be needing money. Freaking healthcare, going to the dentist. Right. Hell, going to the dentist can put you all the way back. Depending on what your situation is. Like, absolutely not. I think people need to leave
Poison B. I mean, Poison B says, I'd be bummed. This is far as what your reaction would be. Mm-hmm. I'd be bummed, but I keep my mouth shut. Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone says 100% this. Mm-hmm. Someone says agree. Their life, their decision. Keep my disappointment to myself.
Exactly.
Yep. My feelings are not theirs to manage. I'm just reading through the comments, not all one comment.
Yeah.
Someone, Honeybee, goes to say, yes, this. I have 4 kids, all boys, so hopefully I will have a greater chance to at least one will have kids, LOL. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, it's up to them and their future partners. Mm-hmm. They have jokingly called dibs on who gets to be the bachelor uncle like my brother. So we'll see how it plays out. None of them should be having kids anytime soon. The oldest is 22.
Okay.
Of course. You don't want your kids having kids, really. No. I mean, at what age? 29, 30?
You want them to be adults.
I mean, you want them to be kids, and then you want them to be adults. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, you know how it was when you had kids.
Yep.
Someone here, Snark It All,
okay,
says, yeah, I would be legit sad. That's the reaction.
Okay.
I am seeing how much joy my parents are getting from being grandparents and how much kids have added to our family life. Mm-hmm. I'll be sad to not experience any of that, but those are my feelings to manage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I certainly can't hope for my kids to have kids as early as I and my sister did. The world has just changed too much. Yeah, it's always changing, right?
Yeah, but sometimes we're in good stages and bad stages. Yeah. And you need to decide which one are we in right now.
That's the thing. We start having kids when it's in a good stage. And then by the time you have them, then the world's bad, you know. Okay, the world had just changed too much. So even if they do have kids, I'll likely be much older than my parents were. You know, yeah, and the experience will be in a different way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we can't have our cake and eat it too. That's for sure. I mean, I understand about you seeing how much your parents enjoyed your kids, and you want to experience that. If you really thought about it, it's probably 1,000 things that you probably want to experience in life that you'll probably never will.
Yeah.
Or just say hundreds of things that you'll probably never will. So I don't think you should hang up. I don't think you should have a hang up on that part.
Yeah, I think you should just try to get into a mental space where you understand that oftentimes all the time, you only control yourself, right? Yeah. If you know you only control yourself, you can manage other people's decisions a lot better. Understand that. Listen, everything that you choose to do is what you choose to do, right? And what your children choose to do, that's what they choose to do. And you need to find a way to separate your expectations, of what you would like them to do from what they actually want to do, and give them that space. Yeah,
because we really should enjoy life in the moment, appreciate, accept the life that we have for what it is, because we don't know how long it's going to last. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things in this world to be thinking and worried about. Yeah. At this moment in time, they don't want to have kids. And it's fine, because I was there at one point. We were there at one point.
They could change.
It can change.
Just don't expect it to change.
Right. Just don't expect it to change.
Don't be expecting it
Waiting
to change.
for it to change
'Cause
or
it may
trying
never
to push
come.
it to change. It's like playing with user
fire.
here that says same. My kids are young adults. One is asexual, aromantic, and queer. And the other has a complex single ventricle heart defect that makes it kind of dicey and definitely something to be done in consultation with her doctor. So it may not be possible anyway.
Right.
Yeah. But they see this person here has 2 children who are an adult, and one is going one way and the other has issues. Some people might say they both have issues. But anyway, they are what they are.
Yep.
And you can't control that. If they both say they don't want any kids for their reasons. One has a physical issue. One is queer.
Yeah.
So they have their own reasons. It's nothing you can do, and you shouldn't dwell on it. Just support your kids,
Yeah.
love your kids, have a good life, take care of yourself.
Yeah, and find a way to pour your love into something else. If you're holding up this ball of love that you would love to pour into your possible grandchildren, and that never happens, just pour that love into something else. It's okay. Go on.
Yeah, Doodlebug. Okay. My parents have 7 children. We're all in our 30s and 40s now, and only 2 have kids. Did my parents probably imagine that they'd be surrounded by like 20 grandkids instead of just 4? I'm sure they did. Probably. Thankfully, they've never been the type to complain about it or feel like they deserve more grandchildren or something. You know, I just remember watching some movies, like the Tyler Perry movies.
Okay.
But some woman is always like, when are you going to give me some grandbabies or something like that?
Like, are you going to take care of them
Yeah.
full time or
Yeah.
what? What we talking about?
It's like they're always pushing the kid to have, you're getting old. When are you going to give me some
Yeah.
When are you going to get married?
When am I going to tie myself down even though it's obvious I don't want to have them? Is that what you're asking me?
So, yeah, I'm sure if the parents had 7 kids, they probably did imagine themselves surrounded by 20 or so grandkids. But that doesn't necessarily say that they wanted to be surrounded by 20 grandkids. They
That's
just probably
true.
assumed by the name of,
probably
I don't
assumed
even know. I don't
Okay.
even know. 8888 says, glad to see others admitting they'd be sad. It feels taboo these days. Really?
Well, because there are a lot of women and men now saying they don't want to have children, and people are. I feel like there is enough pushback on folks who try to shame those folks now.
Really?
I think there's enough pushback that now it's like, oh shoot, I should probably keep my opinions to myself.
Wow. I'm not in that world, so I don't know.
It's a good thing though. I think it's okay to be sad. What is not okay is to make your children feel guilty because you want grandchildren and they don't want children. That's not okay.
No, right. That's not okay at all, right?
But it's okay for you to be sad if your kids decide that they don't want them. My mother, so this person that she worked with, without me giving this person, by the way, this guy married this lady. The woman that he married, her mother, financially wealthy. The daughter decided she did not want to have children. And the mother decided to retaliate by making sure there was nothing in the will for the daughter. That type of thing, not okay.
Yeah.
Like, just by you doing something like that makes me believe that you didn't deserve those grandchildren you so desperately wanted from your daughter. You know? Like, yeah, let's make that the taboo.
Right.
Behaving in that way. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
people really do go to certain lengths to try to coerce their children to have children, especially when they have money. They're like, oh, yeah, you're not going to give me no grandkids? Well, then I'm going to cut you off. Well, and that's exactly what she did. She passed away, and it was very clear that she had been cut off. So I would say it's okay for you parents to be sad. I personally wouldn't be sad. I am not sad. We have one who says no. We have the other who's not even thinking about anything like that. And then we have another who has said that, sure, he would like to have children, but not sure he wants to bring children in to the world in this country. So there's that.
This country.
He's like, I don't think I want to have children while living in this country. Okay. And so there's that. But either way, whether he and his fiance decide, truly up to them. I will not be pressuring either of them to do one thing or the other. It's all good for me.
All right, guys. Let me finish this comment here from I don't even know 8888. Start over here. It says, glad to see others admitting they'd be sad. It feels taboo these days. My guy is still super young, so it's a long way off. But I definitely be a little disappointed. I will also not say anything, though. Yeah, I think that's one of the consensus.
Yeah.
I don't think we really wouldn't say anything.
No.
We're going to end it here, folks, and we want to thank you for watching.